Drew, we're in your wheelhouse this week. We're sneaking around in Republic Anniversary Edition. Drew, like I said, we're getting our stealth on this week. We're checking out Republic Anniversary Edition on the Nintendo Switch. It's been a while since we played a Switch game, you know what I mean? It's it's on every platform, but we're playing this one on Switch. It's the most recent release of this version of the game. This was a game that came out, I believe, in 2013. So, I mean, it's a bit of a change. We're getting into, I got to get used to it. I mean, we've been playing some, I've been playing Assassin's Creed, some other games. So getting into Republic Anniversary Edition, I had to kind of adjust myself a little bit. But honestly, it's been a while since I've played a half-decent stealth game. And this one, right from the get-go, kind of gave me some pretty good feels. I mean, I can push back the graphics and kind of get to the story of this game. It was a lot of fun. Drew, I know these are more your games than my style of games, but I enjoyed it right from the get-go. What did you think jumping into this one?
No, I enjoyed it. I am big into that spy thriller, sneaky stealth stuff, right? Like, this is right out my alley. So it made a lot of sense that I should be on this title. So it worked. But, dude, you definitely feel that it is a timepiece, right? It's one of those games back from 2013. So, like, almost 10 years later, we're getting another iteration of the game coming to the Switch. Granted, it works, kind of, right? That the biggest problem is it's the controls. When you're trying to control Hope, I think the story is really cool. It's really intriguing. It's one of the highlights that's going to be standout. If you haven't played this game yet for some reason, here's your opportunity to play it. Basically how the controls work, though, and this is where the biggest problem kind of lends into this game, is you're in control of the security cameras, which then gives you the area layout of the land to move Hope, or they call her 390H.
Yes.
So she's kind of like she's been captive, held in captive in this facility. Saw some content, and you're trying to get her out to freedom before they wipe her brain of what she knows. So you're trying to sneak her way through. Again, you got to keep the biggest thing for me, Corey, is you got to keep in the back of your mind, dude, this is a 2013 title, and you can feel it because the AI all look the same, right? They move like slow walking zombies, so they go from point A to point B, turn around, and go back to point A. Right?
Very linear.
Just back, very, very linear. I got nailed once because the cameras, when you're moving, you control Hope. Yeah, you'll get here in a second, won't you? Because you see from the camera, and then you have to guide Hope along the walls or along a shelf of some sort that you're ducked behind. But then as you pivot around where you think you currently have control, it jumps cameras on you, and then all of a sudden you think you're going forward, and you're just hanging a left because you're still holding up. But now because the camera angle changed, it now moves where you're actually facing, which then turns her around and then put me right in front of a security guy. I was like, really? So she sprayed him with some pepper spray. You can find pepper spray, and you can gain other abilities as you go because you have your phone. She has a phone, and that's how you kind of came into contact with her. Somehow she was able to get this phone. I don't know how that happened. But
yeah,
anyway,
they don't really explain that one.
No, but all in all, Corey, I'm having a good time with the game over the course of the 5 episodes, but the controls really do hinder the experience. And you didn't realize this because I accidentally stumbled across it. You can touch the screen to control it too.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Because it has a touchscreen functionality with the Switch. It has that over here as well, because you can literally play this game everywhere, from your old consoles, new consoles, to your iPad, right? So it's one of those things. Corey, that's my experience with the game. What about you, buddy?
Well, you know what? I can get there with you on the control aspect of the game. It is the first thing I kind of noticed that was really kind of holding me back. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain about this game because I do think the story, like you said, is what's going to really put the hooks in people and keep them going through this game and push through some of these other issues we may have had, because the story is really well done. The characters you kind of start to get invested in a little bit, and kind of you want to help Hope escape just as much, and she might have people on the inside helping her, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of twists and turns in this story without giving too much away, and I think that's really where this game shines. But like you said, because it's an older title and we're just playing it now, you do feel the age of the game, especially in the controls. They are a little clunky. I feel like you're sticking to a lot of walls and surfaces that you maybe don't want to. And it's nice to have control of the cameras, and you can scan things and pick up different information that'll help you kind of solve the mysteries in the story as you go through, which I thought was a really cool mechanic. And that was actually really well done, because from every camera you can see, you know, 2 or 3 other cameras, maybe a couple of enemies, and you really get to scope out the land before you send Hope through. But then that's the problem. As soon as you start controlling Hope, things start to get real messy. You had control of the cameras, and now they're switching on you, and I found myself doing a lot of like double takes because I'm pushing forward, the camera switches, but now I'm going backwards and then the camera switches, and it was a little frustrating. It pulls you out of a little bit. The menu system overall was clear, but it was clunky to get through as well. You still had to, you know, a couple of button presses to get to the tiles you needed to, and then go into your inventory. It is a linear stealth game. It is from 2013, but it has a story that I think is worth listening to and kind of playing through. The 5 episodes can get more challenging as you go on. You do run into some different enemies and stuff along the way, you pick up different items, so there is a bit of variety here, and it is going to take you a bit of time to finish the 5 episodes. But overall, this is you know, a sub $20 game on the Switch, so I think you're going to get your value here. If I had to score this, man, because I don't think I can go on without talking about the story more, and that's just spoiler city. If I had to score this out of 10, man, I think I'm going to give it a 6.5. And it's just based on the controls. I do really like the story, but again, this game feels a little dated. What are you going to give it?
Yeah, I definitely take into consideration it is a 2013 title, right? That's the biggest thing. The story, though, is really gripping. It really kind of pulled me in. The stealth mechanic, I'm a big stealth guy, so I admit I played a lot of clunky stealth games. There's no doubt about it. And this is one of those games, but it's worth powering through, and it has a lot of potential. I'm curious and kind of shocked that we don't have a sequel, honestly, at this point, right? I think there's enough there to drive this into something forward. At the end of the day, I'm a little bit higher than you. I'm there with a 7.
Huh?
A solid stealth title with a story that can really get its hooks into you, but unfortunately this 2013 title shows its age with clunky controls and frustrating camera angles.